What do you do at events or you in track?
I do the 4x1, the 400. I do the high jump.
Okay.
And
All right, so rank them for me, if you could. What's your favorite of the sports?
football, basketball, soccer, then track.
Okay. I saw you playing soccer in the Loyola game, and I just thought, wow. And all the kids said, oh, no, that's number 7 in football. And I said, well, he's number whatever in basketball, because I know I've seen him play there too.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about soccer. I mean, I'm really interested in how the soccer came about.
I started playing when I was little. I liked the game. I used to watch it on YouTube, so I just played it. And
But you probably didn't do all the summer camps and all the travel soccer and all that. You just
I did travel soccer.
Did you really?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. I did with a Cabosa, and I
Okay.
did with FC Dallas.
Okay, really?
Yes, sir.
So what is your position in soccer typically?
Forward.
Yeah. I noticed when you're out there, you're pretty much playing forward. What do you like and dislike about soccer?
What I like, scoring goals.
Mhm.
What I don't like is when we start losing and like we stop talking as a team and stop playing as a team. We play basically like not together basically.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Right. All right. Tell me what you like and dislike about basketball.
Basketball is when we blow people out. I score, I get happy and stuff. When we start losing, same thing. We get, we talk about each other instead of just bringing one of each other up, saying positive stuff, not negative stuff.
All right. Give me the pluses and minuses of football.
Football, scoring, playing as a team, and the negative part of it, losing. And then we start giving up and dropping our heads instead of, picking it up.
You could have said summer workouts in there too.
Oh yeah, some workouts too. Yeah, some workouts too. To get stronger.
How do you maintain the balance of playing? I mean, I know you have basketball and soccer together. So,
Yes, sir.
but how do you maintain the balance of going from one to the other? I mean, there's different skill sets. I know footwork is probably important in both of them, but
Yes, sir.
I mean, she told me you've left a game at halftime of one to go to the other. I mean, tell me about all that.
I like playing both of them. The reason why I play it though, is because my mama played it and I like the game of it, so that's why I play it. In basketball, my dad played it,
Mhm.
so and I want to go somewhere big in life, like the NBA or the NFL. But if I don't make it there, I don't know. I don't have a backup playing it,
It's
but
okay.
So.
Now, in a day in which these times where a lot of kids are specializing in one sport, you're you're specialized you're playing 3.
Yes, sir.
Do you wonder, hey, if I just went to one sport, it would be a little bit easier on me, or how do you look at that?
I play all of them. I really don't think it like that. I just play it
Yeah.
and hope the best for it.
So why don't you play baseball?
I never played baseball.
Okay,
I might try it though.
I'm just curious. All right, give me your size. You're 6'5",
Yes, sir.
and weigh typically.
Like 210.
Okay, and you're at least. Is it fair to say you're at least 5 inches taller than anybody else on the soccer team, if not
Yes,
more?
sir.
When you walk out on the soccer field, do you hear people kind of look at you like, "What's this?"
They would look at me and they would be like, "Oh my God, this guy is big." They would be like, "Man, how tall you is?" I'd be like, "I'm 6'5". They was like, "Why you play soccer?" I was like, "I love the game."
You do love the game.
Yes, sir.
Now, your size can also be an advantage, especially on headers and winning confrontations like that. So how do you use your size to your advantage there?
Heading the ball, I jump higher than everybody and I'm tall, so it'd
Right.
be hard for them to stop me.
Yeah.
So, in my speed,
Yeah. All right, now in football you were running back, I know, for a little bit.
I was running back, quarterback, and wide receiver, and I kicked too.
You kick too. Well, I guess some soccer player, you probably ought to be able to kick, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you ever get worn out? Do you ever get tired? Do you ever get, golly, it's
Not
getting to be
really.
too much?
Not really. No, sir.
You just kind of run on batteries or something?
Yes, sir.
How do you maintain your academic work when all this is going on too? It's important to have the grades.
I make sure my work is done before, I do that. But most likely I do it in class and I turn it in, so I want to do it at home.
Do you prioritize, like, if it's a big soccer game, but maybe not a big basketball game, they happen to be on the same night?
I go to soccer if it's a big soccer.
You kind of, now, how do your coaches feel? I mean, do your coaches kind of understand?
Yes, sir, they understand.
Okay. Is it up to you to decide, or is there a pull on Marquise? Hey, we need you here, we need you there.
Sometimes it's like that, but most likely I decide which one I want to go to.
Now let's talk about the soccer, because it was big for y'all to win the district championship after kind of coming close for so many years.
Yes, sir.
But those playoffs will be before. When do y'all play pretty soon?
We either play Friday or Saturday. It depends.
Y'all get a bye in the first round, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you play Friday or Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you play Friday, you would have a basketball game Friday, I would guess, huh?
Yes, sir.
But playoffs would trump that.
Yes, sir. So I play in soccer.
Okay. That's pretty easy to figure out, at least for you, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let me get it. You played soccer all 4 years here?
I played 3 years.
Last 3 years.
Yes, sir.
And you've played basketball. You've been on the varsity all 4 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And football too, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any injuries? Anything that you've had? God,
No,
you've
sir.
been blessed, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
What do you do to keep in shape, or you just keep playing sports?
Keep playing sports, and I just jog around my neighborhood and stuff.
Okay. Now, she told me you're 5th out of 9, or
yes.
brothers and sisters. You're right in the middle. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Older brothers, or tell me how that
I
right.
got an older sister, then it's a lot of us though.
Yeah.
But I got 2 older sisters. I got an older brother. My older brother, he's 19.
Okay.
Alexis 24. My older sister.
Okay.
My other sister, she's 21.
Okay, so if Coach Bohannon says, "Hey, I'm sorry about that soccer game. We've got to have you tonight," I'm just kidding you. So, the fact that soccer playoffs and basketball playoffs are not at the same time is gonna be a little bit easier
Yes, sir.
for all that concern. So, all right. So, what happens from here? What do you want to do? Where's all this gonna go? You're just gonna wherever the road takes you?
Yes, sir.
What do you want to do? If you could lay it out for yourself, what would you want to do?
Like college-wise?
Yeah.
I play basketball and football at the same time.
You would?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is it for soccer, pretty much.
Yes, sir.
All right. Give me what you would like to improve on let's start with soccer. If you could be better in some skill involved in soccer, what would it be?
Working on my touches.
Because
Cause it's hard for me to touch the ball because I'm so fast and it's hard. Yeah, it's just hard for me to stop it.
okay. What would you like to work on in basketball, even though your coach is right here?
My game, like mid-range, finish around the goal, big man moves.
Okay. All right. And football, if you could, you would want to do what?
Work on drills, like footwork.
Okay. As long as I got you, tell me about him and just in general.
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty evident. Someone that excels in 3 sports like he does, he has to be a pretty good athlete.
Right.
And that's just, God blessed him to be, 6'5" and 220 pounds and have really good feet. And, I think it would be, any coach could find at any sport could probably find a spot for him.
Right.
But like I said, he's at practice every day. Works hard at my practice, leaves, goes to soccer after school, practices with them after school.
Yeah. Do you worry about overload for him?
It showed up,
Yeah.
just a couple times, but I mean, it's.
Coach, real quick, go ahead.
When I say it showed up, it's because he's playing at a very high level, tense game. Like one night he played Benton, who's got a pretty good, I think they're top 5 in the state. He plays first half with them and comes over there and plays and Captain Shreve, who's top 5 in the state in 5A basketball, and you could tell his legs were a little bit gone because typically, he wanted to dunk one and just wasn't his typical lift, but I mean, it's just because he's doing so much, but it's, I think it's very impressive that he is able to do them simultaneously at such a high level and perform at a high level.
What does he bring to your soccer team? I mean, I saw y'all play the game last week. What I mean, other than tremendous size and speed, but you know, he's not your typical Bossier High soccer player.
Well, a lot of the times when the other team sees like he's not starting or something,
Right.
like we do it because of purpose, you know. Like, hey, look, let's hold him, so they think that he's not playing, and when we put him on the field, they're like, oh no, like what do we do now? It's like,
Yeah, the same thing for me. I mean, I saw him out there the other night. I was like, I didn't see him out there a little while ago, and you know, it's like all eyes go towards him.
Correct.
On the soccer field. I mean, he kind of is a distraction almost more than anything
Yeah,
else.
because he's gonna put 2-3 defenders with him,
Right.
and like I tell him all the time, your job right now is to pull defenders, make the field big for the wings, and that's your job. And if you score, that's the cherry on the cake. But if you don't, as long as you pulling defenders, that's your job. That's all you got to do.
Do the two of you all have to work together on how this?
Yes.
We've been working together since he got here, really the sophomore, back and forth. It kind of works out because we do our practice during our athletic fourth block period with basketball.
Right.
I don't ever keep them after school. You know, freshman JV stay after school, and then Coach Orlando does his practice after school.
Okay.
So
it works out
that way works out. But you know, we've had a very open communication. You know, like, you need him tonight, and I need him tonight. Like, you know,
No, that's
like,
great.
but maybe we have to split time with him. You know, like,
Yeah.
you know.
How we can just split him in half. Like,
Yeah,
take
being
this
better.
out.
You know, I just try to.
Okay.
You know,
All right. Thanks. I
Yes,
appreciate
thank
it. There's I know from my son does all the Louisiana scout thing,
Right.
and he tells me that he's one of the hardest workers there is too. And the word is he works his behind off all the time.
Right.
That's pretty true, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, I mean it is. Like I said, not only like he does our stuff, but I mean I know he works with the guy individually.
Mm-hmm.
And they go work out in the mornings before school for basketball. Like to get in time. You know, he may meet him at 5, work from 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning, go home, get showered up, and come on to school. I don't know how he does it really. Like I said, because I mean it's not like he's just on the team.
Yeah.
He's a big part of each team that he's on.
Right.
Like he's one of the focal points. So it's.
Yeah, he was describing he's like a 6-man in basketball. He was
Right.
describing I put him in there, and all of a sudden everybody realized it's like.
I mean, but it's probably like I know it could easily start. Like I said, he just.
Yeah.
I mean, because I only got to go to. I went to one game. We got done playing. We played early. He actually left at halftime because it was a game we kind of had in hand by halftime. So he's like, I'm gonna run down here to soccer. So it was cold. I told my boy, so I pulled up there in the end zone and watched there from the end zone. I mean, yeah, he is easy to spot.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of those soccer guys aren't. A lot of them are shorter.
Right.
You know, strike quicker.
Right.
You know, but he's easy to find. He's a head taller
Well,
than
he's
everybody.
still taller than everybody in the basketball floor for the most part anyway.
For the most part, he's that as well.
If you had to describe Marquise to someone who had never seen him or knew about him, what would you say?
I mean, I guess you would start with the, probably his physical attributes. Being that he is, not everybody's 6'5",
Right.
220. Like that's in high school.
Right.
A lot of folks get there when they get to college, but I just look at it as more room for him to fill out, get stronger. Because I still don't think he's not as strong as he's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever sport he decides to go into, whether it's football, basketball, soccer, I feel like once he gets with somebody that's, their job is to strengthen, condition, a strength coach, they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna have a field day with him. Like I said, I just think,
I agree.
but going back to, he's a hard worker. He's there every day. He's very, he's a polite, student athlete to work with. It doesn't really, he's never really. I've never heard him say anything, like cussing wise or anything derogatory towards me or the coach staff. He may get upset, at times, but who doesn't? If you're a competitor, you're gonna get upset at times. But it's not like, it's nothing that I've, like I said, he enjoyed the coach. You know, I enjoy work. Like I said, I had the opportunity to work with him. Like I said, we're like kind of like Coach said, you know, we're glad to have him.
Yeah, we miss him when he's gone. I know.
You know,
I mean, I noticed after the soccer game that everybody was celebrating. They were, but I looked over on the bench. Marquise putting his shoes on, putting his tennis shoes back on. Coach Matlock walked by. Hey, Coach. Hey, Marquise. I mean, like y'all knew each other, and
That's my Cabosa coach.
he was.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, he's a good man.
I've been playing soccer with the longest, probably of the three.
Really?
He's been playing soccer since he was.
The
3 years old. He's been back since he was 3 years old.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's the other thing is, you know, and I know he's played in some big, you know, growing up. I've known his daddy since we were in high school, so we always kind of communicated. You know, he was a coach. I've talked. He was playing like big time soccer, like.
Yeah, going to Tennessee.
Like playing
That's
his international teams.
So it's not just a hobby, is what
No,
I'm saying.
sir.
No,
Yeah.
he's been doing soccer, and like I said, that's why, I don't know. I just feel like once he narrows it down, he's gonna take the next step in whatever sport it is, just because you can, you know, you narrow your focus. You know, it's kind of like you start your way out here and you're doing all this, and then I narrow it down, and now I just, you know.
Well, I mean, I've told everybody, as long as I've been around, play as many sports as you can for as long as you can. You know, and because you'll never regret that.
No.
So good for you, man. I appreciate it.
philosophy.
All right, let me take this picture real quick, and I'm gonna try to hide all this thrash's names on these things so we can get it. I'm gonna try to get you to hold that one.